At 14, you carry envelopes for 500 rubles a week. At 52, you control distribution networks across 3 continents, from a dacha outside Moscow with blacked-out windows and 6 guards at the gate. You never touch the product. You never sign your name. You never exist on paper. And yet, everything moves because you breathe. This is the Bratva. This is your life. Level 1. You're 14 years old. The block smells like diesel and boiled cabbage. It always has. Your father left when you were 9. Your mother works double shifts at a textile factory in Lyubertsy, a suburb of Moscow where ambition goes to die. A man named Kostya notices you outside the producty store. He's 24. He wears a leather jacket in summer. He has a gold chain and clean sneakers. And he looks at you like you're worth something. He gives you an envelope, tells you to deliver it to an apartment on the 5th floor of a gray building 3 blocks east. Don't open it. Don't be late. You do it in 11 minutes. He gives you 500 rubles. That's more than your mother makes in a day. You are a bike, a bull, muscle that doesn't know it's muscle yet. Errand boy. Look out, the invisible part of the machine that the machine doesn't worry about losing. You carry packages. You watch doors. You memorize faces without being told to. Kostya notices that too. The money becomes 800 rubles. Then 1,200. Then a phone. Then a jacket like his. Your mother asks where the jacket came from. You tell her you found work helping at a warehouse. She doesn't ask again. She wants to believe you. You let her. The first lie costs nothing. That's what makes it dangerous. Level 2. Boyevik the soldier. You're 17 years old. You've been with Kostya's crew for 3 years. You know the names now. You know which buildings pay tribute and which ones are late. You know that when someone is spoken to, it means a conversation that leaves marks. Tonight, you watch your first conversation. A shop owner on Tverskaya Street is 4 weeks behind. Kostya takes you along, not to participate, to watch, to learn the sound a man makes when he understands that the world he thought he lived in was never real. You don't flinch. Kostya watches your face the whole time. After, he buys you coffee. Black. No sugar. He says, the ones who enjoy it become problems. The ones who run become dead. You did neither. You're promoted. Now you earn 15,000 rubles a week. You handle collections personally. 3 businesses, 1 market stall, 1 parking operation near Paveletsky station. The money comes in cash. You count it in a back room and deliver it up. You carry something under your jacket now. You've never used it. Everyone knows you have it. That's the point. Your mother finds 20,000 rubles in your room. You tell her it's from overtime. She cries. Not from happiness. You've learned that fear is a currency. You've learned you can spend it. Level 3. Brigadier. The brigade commander. You're 23 years old. There is no ceremony for becoming a brigadier. No oath taken over a flame. No blood on your palm. The Bratva is not the Sicilian mafia. There are no holy cards here. What there is instead is a meeting. A room. 4 men. One of them is Pakhan. He looks at you and says you are responsible for 6 boyeviks and 1 territory, covering 2 districts in eastern Moscow. That's it. Responsibility without ritual is heavier than you expected. Your crew earns 800,000 rubles a month, across protection, debt enforcement, and facilitation of product shipments. You are never told the details of. You pass upward 60%. You keep the rest for distribution. You buy your mother an apartment in a better district. She moves in. She hangs curtains. She doesn't ask questions anymore. But now you have something new. 6 men whose mistakes belong to you. One of them is skimming. You know it. They know you know it. You handle it quietly. Internally, the Bratva does not involve police. You handle it yourself. You don't sleep well for a week after. Then you do. You are 23. You gave the order. Someone else carried it out. The distinction matters to you less each day. Level 4. Avtoritet, the authority. You're 31 years old. You have a reputation now. Not loud, not flashy. The kind that travels in whispers. Between men in black cars. When you enter a room, people finish their sentences faster. You oversee 4 brigadiers, roughly 40 men across 3 Moscow districts. Monthly revenue through your network exceeds 12 million rubles. You touch none of it directly. It flows upward through layers. You've been introduced to men who wear suits and work in government buildings. They don't shake your hand in public. They don't need to. What you do enables what they do. What they do protects what you do. This is Moscow. This is how Moscow works. Semyon Mogilevich's shadow still falls across operations like yours. Men in your world reference him not as a name, but as an idea. The idea that intellect scales further than violence. You are beginning to understand what that means. Your daughter is born on a Tuesday in March. You're in a meeting. You get the call between agenda items. You finish the meeting. Power doesn't pause for birth. That should tell you everything. Level 5. Pakhan the boss. You're 38 years old. You run a Bratva cell. Not a franchise. A living organism of approximately 150 men operating across Moscow and 2 regional cities. Protection, logistics, financial facilitation through a network of shell companies registered in Cyprus. You haven't carried anything under your jacket in 6 years. The FSB knows your name. This is not a surprise. This is simply the weather. Vyacheslav Ivankov, the man they called Yaponchik, ran operations across 2 continents before the Americans arrested him in 1995. You were 12 years old. You heard the name growing up as mythology. Now you understand he was simply a man who expanded too visibly. Visibility is the enemy. Your daughter is 7. She attends a private school. She tells classmates her father is in import-export. She is not wrong. Your wife asks you nothing about work. This is a mutual arrangement. Some nights it almost is a marriage. You don't own this life. You rent it. The landlord is everyone who knows your name. Level 6. Vor v Zakon. Thief in law. You're 44 years old. There are fewer than 1,000 men in the world who hold this title. Some estimates say 500. The number matters less than the weight of it. The coronation of a Vor v Zakon is called a skodka, a meeting of existing vori, men who have survived long enough. They gather. They speak. There is no public announcement. You are simply acknowledged. This code was forged in the gulags of the Soviet Union. Stalin's prisons created the Vori v Zakon, men who refused to cooperate with the state. They built a counter-society inside the camps. The code traveled out of the gulags, across borders. It is now yours to carry. No cooperation with police or government, ever. No legitimate employment. No family that can be used against you. Your tattoos tell your story, to anyone who knows how to read them. The 8-pointed star on your shoulders. The epaulets marking rank. Each mark a chapter. Each chapter a cage you built around yourself. Aslan Usoyan once controlled operations across 12 countries. He was shot by a sniper in Moscow in 2013. He was 75 years old. He saw it coming for years. He ate lunch anyway. You think about that sometimes. You eat carefully. The code does not protect you. The code is simply the shape of your remaining years. Level 7. Na Svobode. The untouchable. You're 51 years old. You live in a dacha, 40 kilometers outside Moscow. The driveway is 300 meters long. There are men at the gate. There are cameras in the trees. You haven't taken public transport in 19 years. You control operations across Russia, parts of Eastern Europe, and through trusted intermediaries, networks reaching as far as Spain and Israel. Money moves through real estate, through restaurants, through a legitimate import company that actually imports things. The best cover is partial truth. Your daughter is 20. She studies in Vienna. She is old enough to suspect more, but young enough to choose not to know. 3 men you elevated have been approached by investigators. You've restructured quietly. Paranoia isn't an illness at this level. It's a tool. You command everything. You are free to go nowhere. This is what winning looks like. Level 8. Isolator isolation. The end. You're 54 years old. The morning they come, it is raining. 40 officers, FSB and police working together. Documents from 3 jurisdictions. Evidence accumulated across 7 years of surveillance. Phone metadata. Financial records. From Cyprus and Latvia. A witness you never expected. Sergei Mikhailov, once known as Mikaz, spent years fighting extradition across Europe. He understood that geography is defense. You understood this too. It wasn't enough. You are processed, photographed. Your tattoos are cataloged by investigators who know exactly what each one means. Your daughter flies home from Vienna. She sits across from you in a visitation room. She holds your hand through the glass. She doesn't ask for an explanation. You don't have one that would help. Your wife does not come. You have 900 men who work within networks you built. The networks continue without you. Someone younger sits where you sat. The machine doesn't mourn. It hires. You have a 2-meter by 3-meter cell. You have time you never had before. You think about a boy in Lyubertsy, carrying an envelope for 500 rubles. You think about how certain he was, that first night, walking back with money in his pocket, that he had found the way out. You found a door. You spent 40 years learning it only opened from one side. Somewhere in Lyubertsy tonight, a boy is standing outside a Producti store. A man in a clean jacket is watching him. The man has a leather jacket, gold chain, patient eyes. The boy is 14. He is fast. He is hungry. He notices everything. The envelope changes hands. The machine breathes.